Alright, I'm back. Today's scenario, Frieza raises Goku. Alright, what if Frieza raised Goku? Simple as that. And in this story, I'll probably interchangeably call him Kakarot or Goku, but y'all know who I'm talking about. We know his name would be Kakarot in this scenario. But most likely in this story, I plan to make it a slow burn to Kakarot eventually becoming the Emperor of the Universe, most likely. We'll see how that goes. But the real question is, will there be a redemption arc for Goku, or will this be the birth of the universe's next tyrant? Alright, y'all put in the comment sections where y'all think this wants to go and where y'all think this is going to end up going. And also suggestions. Also, if you ever see the white and purple Saiyan armor in here, I made the artwork. Let me know which one you like the most. Alright? And if I use something that you had that was art you did, put in the comment section if I forgot to mention your name, because usually I have their names in here. Alright, so we're going to get straight to it. Also, this will be the first time I actually have a script prepared, man. So let me know if y'all like this narration better with me having an actual script. Alright, so let's get straight to it. So the story starts off the normal way, with Kakarot's parents planning to send him to Earth. But unfortunately, he's intercepted by Frieza's ship. Also, this will be one of the rare scenarios. This will be one of the rare scenarios where I use this version of Bardock and Gine, because the OG Bardock is the GOAT. But in this what if, we're going with this one. Alright? Seeing the ship with the baby boy in it, Frieza's able to intercept the pod and bring it to the main mothership. Okay? Once aboard the ship, Frieza checks his scouter to see the boy's power level to analyze if he can get some use out of this little monkey boy. Right? Once aboard the ship, Frieza checks his scouter. Once he sees a weak power level of 10, Frieza is annoyed at how weak this child is. Alright? Annoyed, insulted, and views it as a waste of time. And in doing this, the Frost Demons intends to commit infanticide on the small child, seeing him as a weakling. But then as he looks at the child, the gears of his brain begin to turn as he realizes that unlike Vegeta, Nappa, and Radix, he can use this boy as a perfect monkey muscle, considering the fact that he has no concept of his planet, race, or heritage as an incentive for eventual rebellion. Once Frieza gets this idea, he begins to cackle to himself and gives the baby boy to one of his grunts and tells him to take the child as well as his pod to a quarters where he'll be taken care of by some of the scientists or something like that, right? Laughing to himself, he states, "Soon you will show me your worth, Saiyan." And we'll just see that he learns his name is Kakarot from Radix later on, because Radix wouldn't know that that was his brother. Alright? So Frieza strengthens his plan off the rip by ostracizing Goku from the rest of his Saiyan brethren, wanting to make sure they have the least amount of influence on his upbringing, so that his loyalty could be towards the Frieza Empire primarily. Alright, so he's going to separate Goku from the rest of the Saiyans. Doesn't want their influence rubbing off on him. Okay? So Goku spends more of his time around the Frieza Force, people like Dodoria, Zarbon, Kui, all of them, where he sees their harsh, brute nature. He sees destruction and bloodshed and power differences. As he ages, he trains with people like Zarbon, even learning a technique that will later come into play in this video. Stay tuned. As Goku is known to do in his canon counterpart, he learns the techniques of his opponents. Like Frieza, he learns conquering. He learns about the role of the Frieza Force, the destruction of devastation, the conquering of planets. Like Frieza, he develops an excitement for the destruction of his enemies. Frieza sees the potential that Goku possesses, thinking that one day he could become possibly his best soldier, and maybe he'll use him later on to get rid of the rest of his monkey kin someday, as he laughs to himself. Growing up, he sees multiple worlds, different technology, and he is hardened into a young, loyal Frieza soldier. One day, he is insulted by Vegeta and decides to fight back, where he is able to draw blood, but still loses the skirmish. Vegeta gets angry that he lost his royal blood to such a low-class child and decides that he wants to end him rightly then and there. But it's interrupted by Frieza telling him to stand down. As Vegeta flies off, he looks down to the battle warrior telling him that next time he should learn his place and that he's nothing more than a low-class trash pet kept around as amusement and entertainment for Frieza as he flies off, leaving an injured Kakarot. As Kakarot gets older, he feels a sense of detachment from the rest of the remnant of his race as they go on missions together, while he mainly goes on missions himself, only to target Frieza and Zarbon after his missions when he has the luxury to do so. Right? Also, Goku begins to dress like Frieza as well. When he gets old enough, he solos his missions exclusively, often mimicking his Lord Frieza when he's engaged in the planets he invades. Alright, starting to dress like Lord Frieza. Alright. On his missions, he's often battered, bruised, and broken due to the fact that he started off with such a weak power level. He gets stronger after every near-death experience that he has, replaying the fights he's had in his mind, thinking of improvements he can make of his combat style as he visualizes all the close call mistakes he makes in battle in the healing chamber. Alright, so he's recollecting on all the things he's done, how to get better, and self-improvement as he heals in the healing tank. A sort of meditation of sorts. On his free time, he trains with the Cyberman, even letting some of them blow themselves up on him from time to time to simply increase his strength. One of the moves that he puts in his arsenal is his Lord Frieza's Death Beam. Like the Solar Flare, he copies, or just like Goku is known for copying moves of other people. So he starts to use the Death Beam that Frieza has. Just like how he copies the Solar Flare that Tien used, for example. So, and once again, you see the Frieza armor, you see Goku's armor. He's making his armor look as if it was Frieza's. Looking at his work now, Frieza is impressed by his decision to raise the baby monkey Kakarot. Goku climbs the ranks of the Frieza Force as a combat prodigy, as his very high battle IQ made up for his low power level. Eventually getting on the level of Zarbon and Dodoria in strength. Frieza looks at Goku as his new muscle, preferring him to go purge planets rather than be by his side like Zarbon and Dodoria, and he also still has in his mind the plan of using him to purge out the remnant of his own monkey race in the future. Goku relishes in the heat of battle, seeing it as a rush and an ambition that gives him a reason to be alive. Vaporizing those that would oppose his emperor and killing those weaker than him without a moment of hesitation, while still keeping some of the traits of his original counterpart. For example, if Goku fights someone that he deems strong, he actually lets them live if he can, hoping to engage in battle with them again, just like how Goku did with Piccolo when Goku let Vegeta get away, even when he wanted to give Frieza a second chance. So one day, Frieza contacts Goku, ordering him to go on a mission with Vegeta and his crew. While chuckling, he tells Goku that he expects him to be the sole survivor of the encounter, pretty much implying and giving the green light to Goku that today is the day that Goku executes the Saiyans. So Goku, now that Goku's been given the assignment, he hops in his Saiyan pod, traveling down to the location of his brethren, smiling the whole way, seeing this entire arrangement as get back for his embarrassing defeat that he experienced back then. The four of them wipe out a city with relative ease, especially with Goku by their side. And as the smoke of the desolate city rises to the atmosphere, Kakarot turns to his kinfolk with a look of disdain for informing the three of them that they have outlived their usefulness for Lord Frieza. Sensing the killing intent exuding from the facial expression of Goku, the three rush his figure at the same time. Goku at this point is stronger than the three of them with his power level, but he is being forced on the defensive as they don't want to give him room to breathe, dodging their attacks. Vegeta lands some hurtful blows while belittling Goku and telling him that Frieza won't be here to save him this time. Having enough of the trio's blitz, he knocks them all back with a double Ki airwave attack, pushing them all back. His expression swells with anger and his energy increases, remembering all the times they looked down on him for being weak, and remembering his embarrassing defeat by the hands of Prince Vegeta. Goku's emotions confused with his rising power signature as his outdated scouter begins to malfunction and explode. As his ki increases, their scouters explode as well as his own. Rushing in a blurry blitz, Goku power punches Vegeta in his gut, causing him to stagger and cough up blood and spit. The harsh blow to the prince shocks his royal guard Nappa as he drops his jaw, leaving an open opportunity for Goku to churn the gut of the big brute with his fist, as well as knocking the wind out of Nappa. Goku then turns around to intercept a blow from his distant older brother Radix, countering with the kick to the center of his chest, cracking his armor in the process. And just like that, the tide of the battle has shifted in Goku's favor, as the trio pant and limp from his assault. Vegeta is in worse shape than the rest, as Goku's blows focused on him the most, and Nappa shakes in anger at the fact that a low-class warrior can outclass all three of them at once. Radix is frightened by the power of his brother and attempts to convince Goku to side with them, his family, but Goku laughs at the notion of preparing a ki blast in his hands. It is at this moment that Vegeta begins to laugh, and because of Vegeta's laughter, Kakarot dissipates his ki blast in curiosity, wondering what he's laughing about. When he sees the battered Prince Vegeta begin to laugh, Goku simply mocks the prince, stating that Vegeta has finally lost his mind in disbelief at his current position. Vegeta then tells Kakarot that Frieza won't be able to find his body after they squash him like a bug beneath their boots, as he tosses a power ball into the sky for the three Saiyans to become great apes. Goku had lost his tail in previous missions. Nappa and Radix also began to transform into mighty Ozarus. Now the team of three exude confidence as they tower over their enemy in their bestial states, as their powers all multiply by 10 times, finally putting them above Goku's current power level as they begin attacking offensively. However, Goku begins to chuckle in excitement of the challenge at hand, saying, "Finally, something exciting awaits me. This is where I feel alive the most, when the odds are stacked against me in the heat of battle." The ground cracks at the sheer mass of the three titans as their shadows darken the lone Saiyan soldier below. Goku sports a wicked grin as he fires a ki blast at the giants above, which does only superficial damage, nicking their armor. Though the power shifted in the trio's favor, the speed of the battle was still to Kakarot's advantage, as Goku zooms past punches and kicks from the heavyset great apes, while still being hit by certain swipes that do massive damage to him. The deserted city trembles at the blows of the gigantified space assailants, each hit shifting the plates of the world, causing earthquakes. Goku relishes the challenge as he narrowly avoids being crushed. Radix, being more savage in his state with lack of control, sends a mouth blast towards the smiling Saiyan, Goku, who reacts to the oncoming attack by flaming up his aura and making a small energy barrier to tank the attack. After the explosion, as the smoke begins to clear, Goku's presence is revealed, battered as his armor is singed and his face slightly burned. His grin ever so slightly shifts to a frown of rage as Vegeta charges up a mouth blast of his own, planning to take full advantage of the weakened Goku, hoping to vaporize him then and there on the spot. The purple blast is belched out of the growling mouth of the prince, lighting up the area in a radiant purple blaze of death that explodes the area with devastating force. However, when the smoke clears, Goku is there with his eyes closed. He revealed to have blocked the upcoming attack with crossed arms, to the shock and surprise of everyone. Slowly moving his arms back to his side, the Saiyan's eyes begin to open, revealing the savage-like fierce yellow eyes of Kakarot. You see, like I told you guys earlier in the beginning of this video, like I said earlier, Goku learned a technique from Zarbon. A transformation of body where he changes his appearance to a savage state, harnessing the wrath of the Ozaru while keeping the speed of a man, in the same way that Zarbon can transform. Goku picked up on that. Remember, Goku is known for picking up techniques, and he saw the transformation of Zarbon in one of their sparring matches. Alright. Goku's voice deepens. Goku's voice deepens as his muscles expand in a tightened flex, as he lets the audience of apes gawk at a form that no one living has ever seen. Not even Frieza has seen him in this form, in his Akari form. And yes, it's the wrathful Akari form that Broly had in the movie. Pushing out the floor, he roars out that the real battle begins, once again turning the tables of war in his favor. Once again, he charges his monstrous foes with wrath. Nappa swings his arm towards his direction. Goku bounces off the ground, climbing the bulky arm of Nappa, running up to him and directly sending a ki blast to his face. Similar to how Canon Goku blasted Vegeta in his eye. However, because Goku is stronger than the ape in this situation, the blast turns into a headshot as he pierces the cornea of Nappa, leaving a gory sight of Nappa's Ozaru brain matter drenching the ground. Vegeta and Raditz are shook after witnessing the scene of Nappa catching an instant-kill headshot, leaving a lake of blood from the head cavity of the lifeless Titan, while Goku laughs maniacally and maliciously at the scene as bits of Nappa stain his ruined armor. Vegeta once again takes leadership and tells Raditz that they have to make a last stand and fire a dual mouth blast at Kakarot before they end up like Nappa. But Goku simply laughs at it as his hands glow with purplish pink ki, forming Death Saucer discs like Frieza makes. Before the duo could react, the discs travel in their direction as spinning frisbees of death. But instead of hitting their necks, Goku hits their tails with his attack, severing their source of increased power. Vegeta is shocked as him and Raditz begin to shrink back to normal size. As the destruction settles, Goku's eyes revert back to black as he walks through. He loses his yellow gold and his eyes revert back to black as he walks through fiery ruins, left from their battle with a look of killer intent enveloping his face, fully planning on torturing the both of them before he sends them straight to hell. Battered and broken, the remaining Saiyans lie on the cracked ground defeated. Mustering up what's left of their strength, Vegeta and Raditz use each other to lean on to raise themselves up, wanting to at least die with the remnant of their Saiyan pride. Smirking at the defying display, Goku chuckles before admitting he admires the pair's proud act of defiance in the face of defeat, and as a final favor, he will give them an opportunity of expressing their last words before the real pain begins, the pain of torture and eventual death. And to the warriors' unexpected surprise, the duo begin to explain their life story and how they got there and who is responsible for everything, letting Kakarot know who Frieza really is and what he's done. Vegeta tells him that Frieza destroyed their planet. Raditz tells him that Frieza killed their father and mother. And Raditz tells Kakarot that their parents were going to send him to a planet called Earth, far away from all this, but Frieza captured his pod, altering his life. A cocktail of emotions fluctuate on the appearance of the conflicted Saiyan Kakarot. Feelings of doubt, wanting to not believe them, denial, betrayal, anger. But then, even brief glimpses of memories flash in his mind. Memories of his parents looking at his pod, sending him off. Because remember, Saiyans have good memories. See the Broly movie, he remembered crying Kakarot, and Vegeta remembering Beerus. The windows of his eyes begin to fog as tears attempt to fall from his face as a dark image of the space tyrant appears in his subconscious mind. Composing himself slightly, Goku glares at the pair before he tells them to get out of his sight, and that they better disappear forever. He then gathers the severed tails of the two Saiyans along with Nappa's head, which he decapitates, to bring back to Frieza while blowing up Nappa's Saiyan pod and a lot of the surrounding area, making it seem like he vaporized not only Nappa's Saiyan pod but the rest of the ships as well, along with the Saiyans. Gathering the proof of his victory, being the two tails and Nappa's head, he dashes to his space pod, not even paying the pair a second glance, as he rushes to his ship to return to Frieza's headquarters. The Saiyans can't believe they made it out alive as they lie there licking their wounds as Goku leaves the atmosphere. Thinking on the realization he just experienced, still processing the revelation that his life is a lie. Not knowing what to do next, but one thing was for sure, on that day, Kakarot vowed to overthrow Frieza as soon as he gained the power to do so. Alright, so that's it, man. Let me know what you guys think of the of this story, this scenario. I'm going to continue it, of course. Put in the comments where you think it's going to go, what you expect. And as always, peace. I'm out.